The I'm sorry that Errol uh, wasn't able to be with us. Um, so I really wanted to address the loss today. Um, Certainly, we're all feeling the loss of Shelley, and probably unlikely that you have any unresolved issues with Shelley, but um, there still is the grief of loss. And so this can be a wonderful agenda. All had a parent or a friend or somebody that you didn't know particularly well that died. When Bruce was studying in China, the day before his teacher, Master Liu, died, he started teaching him the last step of the process. And from Bruce's point of view, what he did that day was fairly magical. And the next morning, as he walked down the Chinese alleyway where Master Liu lived in Beijing, a Hutong, the people who were very used to seeing him walking down the street because they all knew that Master Liu was a big-time martial arts master and that Bruce was his Western student who practiced his movements. But this day they started laughing at him, and he couldn't figure out what they were talking about until he walked into Master Liu's house, and there he was lying on his bed, dead. So the day before was a promise of what was to come, but he chose to die that morning about an hour before Bruce arrived. And Bruce said, for immense, said he had immense grief and sense of loss. And over the next months, what came up was everything he wished he had asked him or talked to him about or said to him or not said to him. And so he dissolved ice to water, water to inner space. As time went by, sometimes he was tearful, and at other times he was sullen, and at times he was just in shock. But eventually it all passed. And Bruce said that he couldn't tell us how many people he has led through meditation so that they could resolve what happened when somebody died that they didn't expect to die, so that they could resolve things with that person. People die suddenly. Everybody assumes that their mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, friend, buddy, whatever, is going to live forever. And you know, some people die at 25, and others at 70 or 90. And sometimes you know when they're going to die because they're sick, but yet you don't know that when they got sick. And others go in for a major operation, or they don't expect not to come out. So it's a very, very important thing that if you actually love and care about somebody, or even if you hate somebody, or you have some sort of a powerful tie with them, that you release the energy between you and them, using ice to water and water to inner space. Now, children need to release their parents so that their parents are free to go in peace. Because when a child stands near a parent when they are dying and they just don't want to let them go, it puts an immense burden on the parent and very often sends them to places that are not the best. Likewise, sometimes parents have to watch children die, and there is nothing they can do about it. They need to complete whatever it is between them. If you can't complete it in person, then when somebody dies, you need to sit and take whatever time you need to take, whether it's a few weeks or a few months, whatever you need to release everything that's related to that person. So they're not in any way a heavy weight dragging on your soul for the rest of your life. Because unless you release that person in the depth of your mind and the depth of your spirit and the depth of your soul, that person continues to live inside you. And to the degree to which they live inside you, they can tear you apart from the inside and they can steal your life. You can't live your life. The joy you could have had will not happen. So likewise, in the Taoist meditation, which is one of the oldest traditions on the earth, they consider it very important when someone dies to really sit and dissolve and really release them to make their own onward journey, to make it as smooth and clean as it can be. Even if you are fine with them, if they do not feel fine with you, often they cannot be set free. So if you are care about someone, set them free. And if you care about yourself, set yourself free. It doesn't matter what regrets you have, and it doesn't matter what things you could or could not have done. Once somebody has died, it's over externally. It's over in the world. But it's important to understand that if you do not release them, it's not over inside yourself. So use ice to water to inner space. Take the time to be free of your relationships. You have to release. How many people, when they lose a good friend, are basically being tortured by that for many years? How many people, when they lose a relationship or someone just didn't go out with them for the night, are going crazy, having the sense of incredible emotional pain due to the sense of loss? Now, not that it's the action, not that it's the thing, it's just the sense of loss. So what is it about loss that gets to you? Can you let go when it comes up? Really and truly, nobody has more than the mind and the body and the skin that they were born with. So why get so upset? The solution is to let go, to know how you can let go, but not just as a thought. It has to go deeper than that. It has to go into your body, into your nerves, It has to go into your emotions and into the place where your thinking comes from. And it has to go to the center of your spirit and your soul. Otherwise, you'll carry it forward. So look into the agenda of whatever yours is. The ones you know about and the ones you don't, because it's all the same, the pain of loss. So use ice to water and water to inner space. So obviously, we're not only talking about death. There are many other forms of loss. And it applies equally to all of them. And really using an agenda is perhaps the best way to approach that. You may have many agendas relating to whatever loss you may be experiencing. I will say that I'm still working on the loss of my son, even though it's been almost 2 years. So what I'm going to suggest is that we sit a little just quietly to begin with and see if you can find an agenda either relating to the loss of Shelley or some other loss that's important to you. And then just work on dissolving wherever you find blockages in your energy that are related to that. Any questions? Shame for the time being, closing. Open. benefit gained from this practice, out to help all the sentient creatures of the universe.